Leo, LOL. This is your ethereal news for April 2021. Let's see what your story for April entails. Communication. Isn't communication everything and anything? Let's see. Universe, Creator, Divine, Guardians of the Watchtowers, Guardians, Protectors, and Guides of all kinds, please come to my sacred space and help me channel a message for Leo. And thank you for coming in and helping me channel a message for Sag. So Leo, we start your story off for the month of April with, you have this sense of mental healing. Okay, so there's this vibe starting off for you where you're laying in bed and you're thinking about a lot of things and you want to find some clarity with some of these thoughts. And I feel like this whole Emperor vibe that you have going on is something you want to get back to, but I feel like lately you haven't quite felt yourself, okay? And you're just reevaluating a lot to kind of bring back into balance your mental clarity, okay? And you just need a rest. I feel like you've been going through and dealing with a lot of strife. It's very Jupiter and Libra kind of energy. So you're trying to really balance mentally on a grand scale. There's a lot that you need to balance mentally. A lot going on mentally for you that you're sorting through in your mind, okay? But you're healing that, so that's good. I mean, you're growing. I feel like things have led up to this point and it's helping you to grow. So the next phase would be to sort things out in your mind so they make sense. So, I mean, you've had certain ideas going on for quite some time, and the thoughts were growing and growing and growing and growing, and they were important to you. But I feel like there's been a lot of failed communication, and it's like now you're at the point starting April where you're sorting, you're just sorting through your mind, okay? I feel like you're strategizing. You're trying to be very strategic. But I feel like, man, do you have a lot going on mentally to sort. I feel like there's so many things you're juggling mentally. You got so much going on, but let's keep going to see what else. I feel like you just feel like you don't have any power or strength right now, Leo. I feel like starting the first week in April, your story is just showing me that you're not really in the mood for sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You're not in the mood for that because you're doing a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of growing pains. So I feel like you're at a point in your life where you feel very like you're trying to take your life to the next level, and definitely evolving in a sense, and you're experiencing a lot of growing pains, and you're sorting a lot of stuff out mentally. Okay, I mean, you have so much to worry about. You don't have, I feel like, you're just, you got a lot on your plate, so to say. However, continuing on down the first part of the month, it's like you don't feel as strong as you could or as you want to. You're almost at like a vulnerable point. You feel very vulnerable, and you don't really want to partake in any sex, drugs, and rock and roll right now. What else? I feel like also there's been some sort of temptation going on. So I feel like that has something to do with what you've been sorting. And I feel like you're no longer tempted anymore. So it's like you're collecting your thoughts, you're going your own way, and you're just kind of open to the changes now. I think there's a lot of confusion around what you think has been somewhat underhanded. I feel like there was some sort of energy that you thought was out to get you, and it totally wasn't that. And I think that you felt like there was some sort of like passive aggressive, underhanded, like sabotaging energy that was directed to you, and it totally wasn't. But if you took it that way, you're just like, if you took it that way, you're just getting over it. And I mean, I just see the first part of this week that you're just trying to kind of recharge yourself back, because although you like the temptation and you want to, have some fun, but you're just feeling very vulnerable at the first part of this week, starting out in April, and it's just like mentally you have a lot of things going on. And I feel like this is funny because this just came to me from my guides, and my guides is telling me that you can dish it but you can't take it, and there's this competitive edge to your character that you need to be careful with, because I feel like although competition, it's really fun, but you got to know how to just have a sense of humor, and you got to allow others to have a sense of humor also. You can't be the one with all the words of wisdom, like what's that? More wisdom? It's like, okay, well, here's some wisdom for you too. Are you just gonna like be a sore loser about it or a bad sport? You know, just cheer up, smile. Come and get this love. Stop playing. So it's like, I feel like you're in your head a lot this month. Like, honestly. But I feel like you being in your head this month is a good thing, because I feel like it has a lot to do with you sorting out everything that has been stirred up mentally. I feel like literally there's been some sort of like hurricane going on within your mentality about everything. I feel like you've just been assessing what you've been going through for the past 6 months to a year, and just trying to make sense of it all. And it's left you feeling very vulnerable, out of energy, not as strong as you used to be. So it's taken a lot out of you, to say the least. But that's okay. We all go through it. I see this month for you, Leo, where the universe is granting you the time and the energy and the necessities to really be able to kind of sort these things out mentally and gain understanding mentally, and rest your weary mind. I feel like you're just like obsessed. Like you're being way too obsessive. You just need to give your mind a break. You know, sometimes we don't need to know everything. I mean, if we knew everything, would they be a point of even being here, existing in the 3D, if we knew everything? I mean, sometimes, you know, it's fun just to not know and just to experience life for whatever, and just kind of be, you know, the fool, or be the child where you're just curious about everything and you're just having fun. You're not like trying to figure everything out. And even if you figured everything out, what difference would it make? That doesn't mean people are going to listen to you just because you figured it out. Everybody's on their own page. But, I mean, if that's something that you like to do, is to figure everything out, I mean, knock yourself out, but lighten up. And come and get this love. And stop playing. Yeah, the Ace of Wands in the center of your read. The Ace of Wands. It's a new beginning. No more time for separation. New beginning. Passion. This is, you're like rooting this passion. I feel like you're banking off this passion, but not in a materialistic way. It's like you want to root this passion because of everything that it offers you. Everything that it offers you in the most enrichment that you can gain in life. On all different like aspects. Spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, you know, all those good kind of things that really make life mysterious and beautiful. Yeah, and this is at the center, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you got going on within your mentality, what you're sorting out. I mean, all that's great. And I feel like this is a good month for you to feel vulnerable and sort those things out. But at the center of your mind the center of your heart, there's this passion. And I feel like it has everything to do with your root chakra. Because the Ace of Wands is like, an ace is the root, okay? And come on, it's wands. Need I say more? The great light in concealment regarding passion. Seed. It's like you want to plant your seed in the Empress. You want to plant your seed. And there's, what I mean by that is you want to plant your seed of intuition, your seed of creativity, your seed of passion. You want to plant your seed somewhere. So you figure it out. Make your wish. 9 of Cups. Don't be an a-hole. Okay? And maybe your wish will come true. You know it's there. Oh my goodness. And then it's the Nine of Cups again. See, it was at the bottom and then it pops out again. So don't be a pompous a-hole with your love. You know what you're wishing for. You know what you're wishing for. You know what your wish is. So, I mean, what are you afraid of? What are you scared of, Leo? What are you scared of? Don't be a scaredy cat. Stop juggling. Leo, you're just juggling. I feel like you have a lot to offer. You have a lot to offer. I feel like by the end of the month, your story, it gets to the point where you're able to I feel like you've been doing a lot of balancing with your finances. However, the focus on balancing your finances is shifting. And I feel like that's where a lot of the distraction mentally has been for you. You've been so kind of like caught up in that whole, not necessarily living paycheck to paycheck, but it's like you're just kind of like balancing your finances, and it's what you're bringing in and what's going out financially, and that's coming to an end. Like you're no longer like so caught up in that. So you don't have to like worry about having to move money over here, move money over there, and it's like, because you're like, you're focused on this, but you having to move your finances around here and move them around there, that's been kind of like taking up a lot of mental space in your head. But that's coming to an end, okay? By the end of April. Like that whole vibe is coming to an end. Yay! And now what, Tarot?